Okay. All right. It is over there on the ground. Excuse me a moment. Twin. Cursed floor, I spit upon you. Twin, you arrived in the town of Lagoon Drift not more than a day ago, if that. Uh, Tales of your friend Clara, another bunny person. That is entirely up to Twin, I think. Um, another bunny person. Uh, she had been sending letters off and on. Oh well. All right then. Bounty. I need a class and a race. Human hunter. Well, you both are hunters of a type. So I guess you both knew Clara, who was probably also a hunter. And you both had been talking to her through many different methods, mostly letters back and forth, but about a month ago the letters stopped. So you traveled to her hometown of Lagoon Drift to try and find out what happened to her. You arrived late last night. You awoke the next morning and began talking to some people around town, and you realized that your friend had passed away about a day ago. She was helping a group of villagers clear some corpses that had washed up on the shoreline from a ship that had sunk about 3 or 4 days ago. That morning, the guards asked if you'd like to see your friend, her corpse, the morgue. You take them up on that. You're escorted to the morgue down by the docks. It's cooler down there. They can keep the bodies a little bit fresher. There is a town mage who has cast a certain cooling spell in the area. They open up one of the cabinets, and of course, there is your friend Clara. You each take a moment to kind of gather yourselves, and you hear behind you the guards like, "What the hell?" And you look over. Yeah, we'll get to that. You look over and see one of the other corpses in the room has pushed open its cabinet and is clawing its way out. I need both of you to roll a die for me. All right, Twin coming up with the 14. Excellent. Oops. Nobody saw that. Bounty, I'm going to need you to try and roll again. Sometimes if you roll too quickly together, it doesn't quite work right. There you go. Oh, so you both rolled 14. Excellent work. It was going to be a nat 20. That's the worst part of it. So the guard begins to draw his sword. You both are much faster. Oh. Ah, here we are. Are we back? Is everyone back? Back. Excellent. So the guard is beginning to, well, yes, of course, Twin. The guard is just barely beginning to unsheath his sword as two arrows come whizzing past him, slamming into this undead ghoul that is clawing its way out of this cabinet. Each of you pegged it square in the eye. As you look around, preparing for the worst, you see a few more cabinets slowly open as the undead are also clawing their way out. Twin, you first. Please roll a d20. Bounty, when I ask, I'll ask you to roll one as well. That way we can keep them separate. Okay. Bounty, now you try and roll, please. Ooh, 17. Okay. Twin, you are lining one up across the room that is currently trying to dig its meaty jowls into the guard when you feel a brush of air between your ears. Your ears part, and, as a bunny does, and you hear a resounding thunk next to you. You look over and you see that a ghoul was about to munch down on you, but one of Bounty's arrows slammed into it. Bounty, as you're looking around the room, you see an odd green glow from one of the side rooms next to this morgue. You hadn't been in this room before, so I'm going to need both of you to tell me what you're going to do. Currently, the guard is being attacked by a few ghouls. There's a green glow in one of the other rooms, and there are some more ghouls here, so I need both of you to briefly tell me what you want to do. Okay, Bounty is going to go help the guard. While Twin is writing up his, what he wants to do, Bounty, I'd like you to roll a die for me, please. Damn. Since I didn't notice the green light, I guess I'll just start taking ghouls out as they get close to us. Excellent. Okay, Twin. Bounty, you run over and one of the ghouls is charging for the guard. You jump on his back and slice deep through his neck and pulling his neck back as you do, removing it completely. And you point at the guard and tell him, go, get help. Freeing the guard up, now he can actually out. He was a little mortified and kind of locked in place. And he's like, oh, right, I'll go do that. Yeah. And he bolts. Twin, you unleash two more arrows as some ghouls were coming over to feast on your boy Bounty here. And both of them slam right above their collarbone, and you hear kind of a wet crunch as both of them fall next to him. Now, there are no more ghouls in this room. Bounty, you turn around as the two arrows strike the ghouls, and you look at Twin, and you let him know there was a green glow over there. As you say that, you hear a door close, and you hear the grunting of a few more ghouls, almost as if foreshadowing. The green glow is now gone, and 4 more ghouls step into the room. I need both of you to roll dice, please. Okay, we got a 14. Oh no, we got a 12, and why is it not rolling? Try again, Twin. There you go. And a 12. Okay. You both knock arrows quickly and drop these 2 ghouls. One of them has an arrow straight through his head, just like Steve Martin. Funniest damn thing you've ever seen. You both are having kind of a bit of fun killing these guys. This is the last group of undead. You walk into the room where you originally saw the green glow, and you see 4 open cabinets in there. They were using the room to also store undead. As you open the door, a cadre of guards come in, and they ask, "What happened in here?" Letting them know that, our boar Gozan was telling us that there's undead in here, and they look around and they're like, "Sweet Jesus." There's a brief investigation. You tell them exactly what you know, which isn't very much. You saw the undead come alive, and then you put them down, as undead do. You're just glad that your friend Clara did not come back. The mayor of this small town, this town is pretty small. It's less than 500 people. It's a fishing village, mostly. The mayor of the town will offer you for your help in saving one of his guards. He will offer you a free room and board at the inn. It's not the best inn ever, but it's pretty nice. It's called Valen's Pride. And he says thank you all so much. So, you, Twin, you're a little beaten up a little bit. One of those ghouls kind of got the better of you. Bounty, you're untouched. You gather up a few of your arrows that you have fired off, and you head over to the inn for at least a good breakfast. You talk around town, trying to figure out what in the hell that was about. It was the strangest thing. And it is the talk of the town. Everyone in Lagoon Drift is telling tales of the 2 adventurers who slayed all the ghouls. Twin, you're beginning to develop a little bit of a following among the children of Lagoon Drift, because most of them have never seen a bunny person. But you take it in stride. It's not the first time. And you teach a few of them a few rangery tips, so to speak. Later that evening, the mayor shows up at the inn. The inn is one of the few places where there are things to do, so people show up. The mayor comes in, he's eating, and begins talking to the both of you. He's telling you a little bit about the town, a little bit about what Clara was doing here. She was just helping out around here with a goblin problem, but nothing too big. Twin, could you please roll a die, and then after you see his roll, Bounty, you roll a die. By the way, this takes about 30 minutes. I didn't know if you knew that or not. Yeah, Twin, that was a pretty bad roll. Luckily, Bounty's on your tail. So, Twin, you get caught up with the mayor telling tales of your adventures. You had traveled to a town called Quartzman, and you helped help a group there overthrow the local government who was running a slave trade, and you had done a few other things in Whitehall where, there was an overly oppressive noble that you helped, kick to the curb, so to speak. You're telling your tales, and you get a little sidetracked. Bounty, you see through the glass of the inn, you see a similar or familiar green glow from outside. What would you like to do? Okay. You run to it as fast as you can. Twin, your friend Bounty hops up in a way that you recognize as familiar, as a way of, oh shit, something's going down. He has his bow. Bounty, you break through the door of the inn, and as you come outside, you see a woman at the far end of the street wearing a long cloak. It's black with some green trim and a little bit of gold. She's holding up an amulet that is emitting a green glow. Behind her, you see about 10 or 15 of those ghoul-like creatures. And it looks like they're heading away from you, and it looks like they're trying to bust into houses. So, I'm going to need both of you just to make a roll for me. Twin, you're going to come in just a little bit later, as you didn't quite see what had happened, but Bounty, you will be available. God damn, Twin. This is horrible. Bounty, you immediately recognize that, oh god, we have a necromancer on our hands. It did happen a little bit last time, but don't worry, you're gonna be fine. So, Bounty, you immediately draw your bow. I don't know, he's always unlucky whenever we do this. And you loose a single arrow, and it goes soaring through the air. And it smacks this woman clear in her upper shoulder, and she screams and turns towards you. Yeah, yes, I put a -12 on just your dice. Twin, as you're coming out the door, you see your friend, Bounty, about 10 feet in front of the door. He's just shot an arrow at a woman across the street holding up a green amulet. And as you're raising your bow to pull another shot off, a ghoul comes and just slashes right across your face. You have taken a little bit more damage. Yeah. You're actually looking pretty... I won't say bad. You're just looking a little beat up. And the necromancer, of course, turns to you both, and it looks as though she begins casting something. I'm going to need both of you to roll one more time. That's not bad. Ugh. Twin, You draw your dagger to fight off this undead, and you can tell that he is getting the better of you. Bounty, you take your attention off of the necromancer to help your friend Twin. You draw your dagger and plunge it into the back of the ghoul's head. As you do, of course, it rakes your leg a little bit, doing some damage to you. Your friend Twin is bleeding, and he doesn't look good at all. You glance up and you realize the necromancer is gone. What would you both like to do? And it looks like the undead have started not really clearing out, but it looks like you've spooked the necromancer, and whatever they were attempting to do has been foiled for the time being, at the very least. Investigate for clues. Well, Twin, currently you are bleeding. But I guess you could. You would stand up as you do. Bounty, what would you like to do? Sorry. I'll let Bounty type his as well. We'll figure out. Okay. Bounty, you pull out some bandages with one of your many nature poultices on it. Twin, of course, being the bunny, is like, get that newfangled medicine away from me. And you tie it tight around his leg where the main cut is. You see a blue glow as the magic poultice begins to take effect. And let me see how many hit points you have been healed. Okay. And you realize that it has done a pretty damn good job. Your boy is healed. As you heal him, you both stand up, and Twin looks at you and says, we need to investigate for some clues. And Twin, you have always been the better tracker of the group, where Bounty has been the better shot. You walk over to where the necromancer was. Now, there are lots of undead tracks in the area. There's also a heavy smell of the ocean, more so than just being in Lagoon Drift, which is an oceanside town. And you realize that most of the undead are probably those sailors that they pulled off of the beach a few days ago. But it looked like the necromancer was trying to increase her army. You do find her tracks, though, and you find a blood trail. The blood trail is fresh, and you definitely sniff it, and she is not undead in any fashion. She appears to be mortal. What would you two like to do? Grooven, would you like to join the group? How about you, Twin? What would you like to do? Your boy Bounty's like, have you found the tracks? Ah. Understood. Twin, you get kind of a bloodhound look in your eye that Bounty has seen multiple times, and is, you can tell Bounty gets excited when he realizes you found the trail. You begin following the trail. A group of people do come out to see what's going on. As you do, a lot of the guards are now in the streets, and they're drawing swords, saying, back to your homes, back to your homes. This could be horrible, back to your homes. And you follow the tracks down to a small cottage next to the docks. You see the necromancer outside on the dock itself. She has her green amulet. She's mumbling something. You can't quite hear what it is from where you are. One of the people next to you is talking about something, and you hear the name mentioned, Amethyst. And give me a second. Yes, probably. But you hear the name Amethyst, and you realize that that is this person's name. She's probably a local. And one of them is, what's that woman Amethyst doing? Oh my god, has she been shot? Are those undead? You do realize that there are, as you look closer, you realize that there are some ghouls on the beach as well, next to her. She has her back to you, and she is yelling towards the ocean. If you both would like to give me a roll. All right, Twin, come on, you got this. I understand, Twin. I get you. I get you. Oh, shit. Bounty, you say, I got the girl. And you draw, and you feel the fletching hit your cheek, and you release. You see the arrow fly through the air, and it smacks her square in the back. She whirls around and drops to her knees. As she's looking at the both of you, she has a smile on her face, which is a little disconcerting, and says, You're far too late. And she collapses in front of you, and the amulet smashes on the docks. Twin, you see a few of the ghouls. Looks like they're coming up the beach, and you pull your bow back about as far as it has ever gone, and you smack the two arrows into two different ghouls. You see one of them go through a ghoul into another ghoul, and you realize that you probably just saved two orphans who have come out of their house looking to find out what's going on. You yell at them, get back inside, get back inside. As you're yelling at them, you're also kind of surveying the area, and you realize that all of the ghouls are now kind of convulsing and having what looks like a seizure of some sort. There's also a green glow that is beginning to emanate from the water. You all watch in horror as all of the ghouls along the beach, their heads begin to pop like popcorn one by one. And it starts off slow, where it's one on the left, one on the right, maybe one in the middle, and then it's very fast, so it's pop, 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 and all of them fall dead. You're struck by this, like, what the fuck have we just seen? Nice cake. Boss battle. Exactly. As the last ghoul falls over, you all see something is agitating the ocean. And you see a large tentacle come out of the ocean, followed by what looks to be a very large head. at least 3 times the size of a house, the cottage that she was next to. The bomb, perhaps a bomb, please. If you can make it work. Anyway, both of your sanity is beginning to strain until you hear one of the children next to you scream in terror, and everything snaps back into place. Both of you tell me kind of what your tactic is for this fight, and then I'll ask for rolls. Good try, Gruppen. Well, Twin, you gotta tell me what your tactic is first. So I'm gonna completely ignore that roll, okay? A frog bomb, okay. Alright, let's see what Twin comes up with. Coral. You know what? Both of you give me a roll. Okay. That's not too bad. Alright. And Twin, I need you to roll the dice as well. Oh, you're sending me something. Let me look at that really quick. Damn cat. Great Queen of Darkness. Oh shit, Twin just... Okay. Alright, so here's what happens. Are you ready? Bounty, you drop to a knee and open your backpack and you begin rummaging. You find your can of explosive powder that you acquired from the dwarves a few nights ago, or a few weeks ago. I'm sorry. And you're like, this has got to work. This has got to work. You shove an arrow through the bottom of it. It has a fuse on it. You begin to slowly light the... Now I understand the coral reference, exactly. Twin, while we're having this ad break, are you enjoying the adventure? I thought you might. Yep, almost done. 20 seconds. Hey, ad break is over. Welcome back, everybody. Okay, you are putting together a bomb arrow, and you're hoping it works. As you light the fuse, pull back the arrow, and release, you notice one of the tentacles has kind of moved closer to you than you would like. The bomb hits the tentacle and explodes massively. It throws you to the ground. And you feel, just this concussive blast. And it knocks the wind out of you. And you almost think you're hearing something because your ears are ringing, of course. But the ringing still continues. As you glance over and you notice your bunny friend. Your bunny friend, Twin, you pulled a Clara when you went to visit her earlier. Shall we do a flashback? As you guys were visiting her, there were a few of her things around, and you being the deft type, pocketed one of those things, which was a conch shell. The only thing you could possibly think was maybe Clara had been investigating something and gotten too close. And maybe, just maybe, this had something to do with it. And you begin blowing into this conch shell, which is creating this haunting, just cacophony of noise. The head that's in front of you with the massive tentacles coming out of its mouth, as they open and close, you can see its beak. It looks like it is about to come down on you. As, one of the tentacles is blown to pieces by your friend's explosive. Bits of Cthulhu-like monster are lying around you, and you're just blowing into this horn. And you can see its eyes, which were originally black, whites begin to appear around them as its pupils begin to slowly focus more on you. You realize that there are at least 6 eyes. All of them are focused on you. For a brief second, all of the pupils are white, and then you notice that they're bloodshot, and the blood vessels are beginning to burst in its eyes, and it's very angry. Now, I'm going to need both of you to give me another roll, please. Okay. All right. You rolled a 13. That's pretty decent. All right. Bounty, you pick yourself up. My, have the turns have tabled. Bounty, you pick yourself up off the ground. There is a not decapitated, but a removed tentacle next to you. This black ichor is spitting out of one side, and you see above you another tentacle is coming down more towards Twin, and you realize that Twin is doing something that is affecting this creature. So you run as fast as you can and push Twin out of the way as this tentacle just smacks into you hard. You feel the suckers dig into your back as the tentacle picks you up off the sand. And you feel the sand just kind of dig into your flesh as it pushes you down and then picks you up. Twin, yeah, you're not dead, But, Twin, you continue blowing into the conch shell and finally realize that it's probably done about as much as it possibly can. You look up at the creature and you realize that it is mad with pain. You pick your bow up off the ground. You notch 2 arrows into it. There are 3 eyes, 3 on each side, 3 eyes on each side of its head. 2 in the middle, and then 4 on the outsides. You notch 2 arrows. You lay your bow to the side, pull as hard as you can, and release. As you do, the arrows fly right past Bounty, and they smack this thing in each of its eyes. And the creature just reels back. Bounty, you are thrown into the air, probably a good 50 feet. And you realize you're going to come down in the ocean, which at least the earth is not going to break your fall. It's the ocean. Yes, you probably have at the minimum a broken leg. The creature begins to fly back into the water, and you see tentacles flailing, and it looks like it is fleeing. Bounty, you land in the water. You're in about 2 feet of water. It's nothing you can't handle, and you begin limping your way out. You have defeated whatever creature this was, and the townsfolk, after a beat, they all come out cheering, and you are the new heroes of Lagoon Drift. And that is the end of the adventure. For the record, Twin, you currently have 6 hit points. Bounty, you currently have 3 hit points. Bounty, you got fucked up pretty hard, but not as bad